Deshaun Watson was suspended for 11 games after his initial ruling of six that the NFL appealed. And I want to start with you. How do you feel about this? I didn't really get your take last week, but then beyond that, is the season over for the Browns? I'll look at their first 11 weeks or 11 games in the schedule.
So first, I'll just touch on the Deshaun Watson punishment. Uh, Obviously, for me, I'm in agreement with everybody else. It should have been longer. It should have been a full year. Um, but again, I'm not surprised. We've seen this year after year with the NFL messing up suspensions and well, not messing up suspensions, but just getting it wrong in terms of punishment. I mean, I talk. I forget what topic we were talking about, but I brought up before. Tom Brady gets 4 games for deflating footballs, and the original punishment for Deshaun Watson was 6 games. So you're telling me deflating footballs and what Deshaun Watson did is 2 games apart from each other? That's nonsense. And Calvin Ridley gets a full year for betting on his team.
When he wasn't
It's
playing.
just yeah, it's just ridiculous. Um, Now, when I did read into the more of the decision and decisioning on Deshaun, so basically it's the 11 game suspension, $5 million fine. There's something else when it comes to they have I guess the Browns and Deshaun are going to be combining for a total of $1 million and creating a nonprofit organization to bring awareness to uh, I guess like I forget the wording exactly. I don't want to get it wrong, but just a nonprofit for bringing awareness to certain topics. Also, though, Deshaun has to undergo mandatory evaluation by a behavioral expert, and he's got to follow their suggested treatment program. Now, it says Watson has to comply with the evaluation and treatment recommendations of a third party behavioral expert to be reinstated. Sources told Adam Schefter. This is all reported from Adam Schefter. Now, if Watson doesn't comply, it says with the treatment plan, his reinstatement could be delayed, and he could face further discipline. So he's got it. He's got it, and this is what I talked about with oh yeah, it was we were talking about the Miles Bridges stuff. Well, so and I said there now Deshaun has to, and he's got to work towards, if he wants to be seen in a different light again, he's got to work towards taking the necessary steps to proving, you know, that he is a changed person and that he can become a better person. America's the land of second chances, so give him his fair shot. And he's gonna, either he's gonna rise above or he's gonna, fall to the bottom. Now, I do want to say just a little of what he has said. He has apologized to everyone affected by it, and he says this is his words again. He stands on his innocence, and he said he eventually wants to tell his side of the story. So I guess we're gonna have to wait and see, because I think I don't think I know when you're dealing with a lawsuit, certain to an extent, the lawyer always tells you to remain silent. Don't say anything that can incriminate yourself. And that's just, good lawyer work. Like, you're not, if you're a smart client, if you're a smart person, you're going to listen to the lawyer because he knows or she knows what they're doing. So we'll see how that plays out in years to come with that with his statements. Now, on to how you said it affects the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, I mean, they're going in with Jacoby Brissett, I believe, is their starting quarterback going to be. I've heard people talked about, where they're going to make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't see that. It's unnecessary. You're already paying this much money to Deshaun Watson. You're going to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo for only 11 games, and I think he's making over 20 million this year.
24 million this season.
Yeah, that's just, it's not. At that point, why didn't you just keep Baker? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I think they're going to stick with Jacoby Brissett. I don't have the schedule in front of me for those 11 games, John. If you have and you want to pull it up and go through it a little bit, but obviously I think they're going to struggle. I think the run game is still going to be dominant. That I have no doubt in my mind about that. But yeah, this team is more of a next year team. I mean, maybe they'll have a bad record and they'll be able to have like a top 10 pick. That'll be best case scenario for the Cleveland Browns, to be honest with you.
Well,
I
keep
mean,
in mind where that pick's going.
oh, they traded their first. Oh, this
Yeah.
the first.
That's why I'm excited for Houston. They got their own pick, which I think will be in top five, top seven, and they got the
And
Browns
then
pick, which will be,
okay,
I
wow,
think, a
okay,
decent
I
first rounder.
completely, yeah, I completely blanked on that. So yeah, never mind. You're just gonna have to, so the pick doesn't even matter for Cleveland. So yeah, they're going to be one of the more bottom tier teams. It'll be
Ooh.
interesting to see when Deshaun does come back, how he performs, because I didn't get a chance to see obviously his entire. I mean, I think it was just one drive he played in the preseason game, but from the clips I saw and reports and all that, he didn't look good. He was, I think, his first throw he completely overthrew the guy and missed it, and you expect as much when the guy has been out for what almost 2 years. He's gonna or a year and a half or
December of
whatever.
2020 was the last time he played football in the NFL.
Yeah, so almost 2 years. I mean, he's going to be rusty. He's going to gotta have to get re- uh, reacclimated to playing quarterback in the NFL. And guess what? His suspension starts, I think, August 30th. So he'll be able to play in these next two preseason games, I believe. Which I think they should take advantage of that. Play him in the preseason, so he's not like going now like 12 games deep without even playing. Like
Hmm.
get him, let his arm get a little, warm. Uh, but yeah, that's what I think. If you want to go over the schedule, John, a little bit after your points, but that's what I've got to say on Deshaun.
Yeah, I think you said a lot of really good things right there. Before we go into the schedule, he'll be eligible for reinstatement on November 28th. Now, part of his $5 million fine was $7 million donated to the cause of sexual misconduct prevention and assault, and he is donating $1 million with along with the Browns toward that. Now, as for the schedule, I don't think the Browns are going to be a bottom feeder team, and I know a lot of people are going to scoff at you saying that, but in this division, one team is going to have a losing record. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is a given. And many people will point to my favorite team, the Steelers, and I get that from a talent perspective. They don't compare at the quarterback position. Now I want to look at the Browns' schedule. Week one, they played Baker and Carolina.
Yep.
I know you want to. Do you have Baker? I think the Panthers are going to come out high and win that
Yeah,
game.
no, yeah. I mean, all reports are signing or shooting, going towards Baker's going to start over Sam Darnold, which is the smart decision and the best decision Matt Rule can make if he wants any chance to save his job. It's to start Baker Mayfield. So yeah, Baker going into week one, I have the Carolina Panthers winning that game. I mean, barring any preseason injury in their next preseason game, which I don't see because I don't think really any starters are probably going to play in that preseason game. Maybe Baker gets a drive or two or whatever, but I don't know about the skill positions because it's just so close to week one. You don't want to risk anything in that case. Yeah, I got Carolina taking down Cleveland in that game. I think Baker's going to have a revenge game, and I think they're going to. I don't know. I won't. It's not going to be a blowout. It'll be a close game because I think it's going to be an emotional game, and usually the emotional games are close. But I think Baker's going to have a very good game in that in week one
At home too, so he's not going
at
back
home.
to
Yep.
Ohio. Then week two, they got the Jets at home. Without Zach Wilson, I would assume. I think the Jets will take their
Well,
time
that
bringing
that
him
that's
back.
probably going to be where Zach Wilson's going to be eyeing a return. Like I said, I think that's like best case scenario is week two, latest week three. So in that range, Jets versus the Browns. I think the Browns can eat that out. I think they have the better running game. Obviously, they have a great O line still. They've got some solid weapon. Amari Cooper's there. David Njoku's still there. The defense is still there with Garrett and Denzel Ward, Jadavion Clowney. Yeah, I think the Cleveland Browns will be able to pull that game out, whether it's Flacco or Zach Wilson.
Yeah, the I don't think the Jets are going to bring back Zach Wilson so soon because week four they got Pittsburgh. They got a lot of tough teams to start the season, and so I think there is a chance they take their time with him, so they don't want him to get banged up the first because they start their season against the entire AFC North, and that is you got to play the Ravens defense, the Steelers, and this Browns defense has the upside to be a top 10, maybe even top
Yeah.
7. You talk about Jeremiah Koromoa
Oh yeah.
last season as a rookie was a standout. Grant Delpit will be healthy. Greg Newsome, the third, was really good as a rookie. And so I'm saying to myself on the back end as well, Gritty Williams was a draft
Yeah.
pick I liked a lot. I wanted the Steelers to take him. There's a
I
chance he's
was
off of
high
this
on him.
team based off of fit. We don't even need him that much. And
Yeah.
so this Browns defense could be what they lean on this season, along with that running game. And of course, one of the better all lines. They lost Nick Harris for the season, who would have been their starting center, but you got one of the 3 or 4 best guards in football in Joel Bitonio. Jedrick Wills, I expect to take a step up from sophomore season. I think he'll be better. Wyatt Teller's just a stud in the running game, and Jack Conklin as well. When he is healthy,
Yeah.
is one of the best tackles in football. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this Browns defense, along with the O line, it is a recipe to win games. And I think you're lower than most people on their head coach. But truth be told,
Yeah.
he's a former coach of the year. I'm expecting the Browns to win all these games that they should win against the Jets just because the template is there. You know what I'm saying? And they did
Yeah.
this what they did in 2020. They beat on a lot of teams with a favorable schedule. Week 3, they got the Steelers at home Thursday night.
This is in Cleveland.
Yep.
Yeah, I think obviously it's going to be a close game. It's a rivalry game. It's going to be tough, a grinding game. It'll be interesting to see if Kenny Pickett is the starting quarterback by then. I think I would have the Steelers eking out a very, very close game, like
Hmm.
by a field goal, maybe even less.
Chris Boswell's pretty good for that.